guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing a book haul. Since I've been back from Australia, I've kind of been buying quite a few books because I hadn't been able to while I was over there. So I thought it would be a good idea to do a video about the books that I've got so far. I've also had my birthday, so I got a few books then. So I just wanted to talk about the books that I've got so that whenever I next buy books, I can do a separate video and it won't be too long. So yeah, before I continue, please like and subscribe, and yes, let's get into it. So I think I'm going to start with the books that I got for my birthday. So the first book I got was Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. I've been wanting to read this pretty much since it came out, and I have already read this book. It's basically a romance book about a girl called Chloe, and she suffers with chronic illness, so she doesn't really like to go outside very much. She kind of likes things controlled and a certain way, and then she almost dies. And then after that she decides that she's got to start living her life to the fullest, and so she moves out of home, and that's where she meets her superintendent Red, who helps her complete the things on her list. And it's kind of a hate to love romance. Yeah, this was amazing. I would really recommend checking this one out. The sequel is just coming out this month, so I'm very excited to check out that one too. The next book that I got for my birthday was The Last Mrs. Parrish by Liv Constantine, which I've also since read. This is basically, it follows the story of these two women, Amber and Daphne. And Daphne is married to this man called Jackson, and Amber views Daphne's life as the perfect life. She has lots of money, she has this loving husband, and so she wants to become the next Mrs. Parrish. But things aren't always exactly what they seem, and it's very twisty. I really love this one. I flew through it, and it does have multiple point of views, which I think added so much to the story. I hadn't heard a lot about this one before I got it, but I will definitely be checking out more by this author duo. The next book I got for my birthday was Queenie by Candice Carty-Williams, and I have not read this one yet. I've heard such good things about it. One of my friends told me that this was incredible, so I'm very glad that I got it for my birthday. I'm pretty bad with book synopsis when I haven't read the book, but I kind of like to not know much, that's why I'm not very good. But I'm very excited to get to this one, and yeah. And the final book that I got for my birthday is Catch and Kill by Ronan Farrow, and I'm very excited about this one. It's a non-fiction book about the lies and like deceit that happen within Hollywood. It focuses a lot on the Harvey Weinstein scandal, and Ronan Farrow is also Woody Allen's son, so it deals with a lot of those issues within this book. I'm very excited to read this. I'm really interested in Hollywood and just the idea of fame in general, and I also really like crime. Reading about crime, so I think this will be a really interesting read. Now I'm going to be moving on to the books that I've just bought for myself. These are a lot of series or sequels, so yeah, I'm not very good at finishing series, so I try and encourage myself to by buying the next books, so let's see how that goes. The first one is A Heart So Fierce and Broken by Bridget Kemmerer, which is the sequel to A Curse So Dark and Lonely. A Curse So Dark and Lonely was one of my favourite books that I read last year. It's a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and this is obviously the sequel to that. I absolutely adored A Curse So Dark and Lonely, so I'm really excited to check out this book. Bridget Kemmerer is actually just one of my favourite authors. She also wrote Letters to the Lost, which is a contemporary story, which I absolutely adored. So I just think her writing style is really good. Like, she's really captivating with the way she describes things, and yeah, I really love this series. So I don't know when I will be picking this one up, because I know there's a third book coming out, so I might wait a bit till I read this one, but I'm very excited. And next we have The Queen of Nothing by Holly Black, which is the finale, I think, to The Cruel Prince, or I think it's called Folk of Air or something like that. I adored The Cruel Prince. I read it last year and The Wicked King straight after, and then I had to wait for this one to come out, which is always an issue with me. If I have to wait, I never usually finish the series. But I do really want to reread the first two before I get to this, and I do plan to try and do that by the end of the year. The Cruel Prince, I think most people know what it's about, but it's basically, it follows a girl called Jude who's a human, and her half-sister is a fae, and at the beginning of The Cruel Prince, her half-sister's father comes to take her back to the fae world. He also brings Jude and her sister, and there they meet lots of fae, and the fae are really cruel to the humans. Especially the Prince Carden is really cruel to Jude, and it's kind of like a really political fantasy novel, which I didn't think I would like, but I really like it, so I'm really excited to see how things wrap up in this one. The next book I have is House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J Maas. Again, I really don't know what the actual description of this book is. I just know that it's written by Sarah J Maas, who is one of my favourite authors, and I had to have it. Like, look how beautiful this book is. Like, come on, it's stunning. So, yes, very excited to get to this one. It's quite a thick book. I think it's almost 800 pages. Yeah, so it's an intimidating one, but I'm very excited to get to it. Continuing on with series, I bought the box set of Scythe. So I have Scythe, Thunderhead and The Toll. I read Scythe with my friends when I was in Australia. We all got it out from the library and read it all together, and that was so fun, and I really want to continue with the series, but I think I would want to reread Scythe first and then just binge the whole series, so that's why I got the box set. Scythe follows our two main characters, Citra and Rowan, and they are taken on as a Scythe apprentice. It's a utopian society where death has been eradicated, and the only way that the population is controlled is through these people called Scythes, who basically kill off members of the population. Scythe Faraday takes on both Citra and Rowan to train as his apprentices, and he never has taken on apprentices before. But then in a twist of events, he can only take on one apprentice, and whoever fails will be killed. So it becomes like a competition between the two of them. When I first heard that, I wasn't that intrigued, but upon reading it, there are so many twists and turns, so I'm so excited to read the rest of the series, and I would highly recommend Scythe. It's so good. The next one I'm sure most people have heard about is The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which is by Suzanne Collins, and this is the prequel to The Hunger Games. The Hunger Games was probably one of my favourite series, and it was one of the book series that really got me into reading, so when I heard this one was coming out, I was so excited. I mean, I would have preferred if it wasn't about President Snow, if it had been about Finnick, or basically any of the other characters, but I'm still excited because I do like a good villain story. So I've heard mixed things about this one, but I'm very excited to see where I stand, so yes. And the final two books are both contemporary romances. So the first one is The Flatshare by Beth O'Leary, which I have just recently finished. This book was amazing. It follows these two characters. There's Leon and Tiffy, and Leon has a flat, but he works as night shifts as a palliative nurse, so he can't really afford the rent, and he's not there most of the time. So he decides to rent it out to Tiffy, as she can have it during the evening and Leon will have it during the day. And it's like they start leaving notes to each other around the apartment, and it's like how their friendship and a romance develops out of that. It's really, really cute. I'd highly recommend this one. And then one that I'm so excited to get to, I've wanted to buy this for so long, is Well Met by Jen DeLuca. All I really know about this one is that it's set at a Renaissance fair, and it's a hate to love romance, and that's all I need to know. I am very excited for this. I heard great things about it. So yes, I can't wait to get to this one, hopefully sometime soon. And those are all the books that I've bought so far. These are basically all been bought during quarantine, or they've been gifted to me for my birthday. So I'm very excited to read all of these, hopefully soon. it's been a while since I've bought books, so it's exciting to get some. I definitely have more coming in the mail. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you've read any of these, please let me know down in the comments, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!